Yo, what is cracking, ladies and gentlemen? We are live for the Austrian Grand Prix 2025. I just need to check my audio is okay. Just give me 1 second before we get into this. Okay, I think it's all good. The audio seems to be all right, and we are going to kick this off today. I don't know what's going to happen this race. It's there's a lot of interesting stuff happening on the back end. There's a lot of talk about Max Verstappen going to Mercedes next year. I don't know what's going to happen there. Qualifying was very interesting. Lando put in some stellar laps, and he really pulled it out the bag. I was a little nervous for him with the big crash last week or last race at the Canadian Grand Prix. But he seems to have come to form. So hopefully he can pull something out the bag and maybe, like, I don't know, see what happens with the Canadian Grand with this Grand Prix in Austria. I love this track. It's probably my top 3 tracks of all time. The Nürburgring is always good and Spielberg is amazing. So the lineup is very interesting this time around. We got Norris first, Leclerc second, Piastri is third. We got Hamilton 4th, Russell 5th, Lawson at 6th. I don't think he's meant to be there, but, you know, he likes to get his elbows out, and I don't quite know what's going to happen with Max being behind him, because Lawson likes to crash into people. Lawson, the crasher, you know, Liam the crasher Lawson. We'll see what happens, and hopefully it's nice and clean, but this is the crazy thing. I love to watch Formula One because it's 2 hours where we can forget about the world, right? We can forget about the shit going on. We can forget about AI taking over the world, and we can just watch some rich guys race around the track to win some more money. Okay, that's why we're here. Is just to forget about the world. Even though a majority of the races this year have been boring as hell, save for 1 or 2 moments, I still enjoy it. So Every single race, the commentators say the same thing, and I will say the same thing. It's going to be the best race ever. But that's not the way it goes in Formula One. Right? It's generally pretty boring most of the time. So I don't quite know what's going to happen. But maybe we'll get lucky and see how it goes down. Yeah. Don't quite know what is happening here. Yeah, okay. I think that's okay. It looks like it's good. Yeah. I don't see many chatters, but you know, it's the way it goes. I can't expect anyone to jump on here if I haven't been on here for a while. But we're going to go. There's lots of shit that's been going down on the back end. We're probably looking at a 2-stopper this race. Whether that works out or not, I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's no rain expected. It's generally a high deg track anyway. Most tracks are high deg, but this is, you know, it's a hot day. It's 30 degrees on, in the area, and it's probably about 45 degrees on track. So we'll see what happens with tire dig and stuff like that. It's a relatively hard circuit on tires. There are some decent straights, but they are very high pressure corners, especially going into turns 6 and 7. So we'll see. But it's generally, I mean, turns, the straight from turn 1 to 2 should yield some really high quality overtakes. But you never know what goes on here. We'll see what happens. The stewards have noted no further investigations following race director's instructions of maximum delta time. So Piastri, okay, we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, so again, an interesting lineup. Bortoletto in 8th. There's a lot of people out of position this time, and we'll see where this leads to, because I don't think, also Ferrari, I don't quite know what's going on in that garage. Last week, there was all this crap that came out about Vasseur talking about how they're going to change things up in the team, and they've changed the drivers, and we've talked about that. I don't know. They've gone very quiet. Hamilton's come out and said that they're trying to sabotage the car. Well, he wasn't really saying it was sabotaging the car. It was more like there were technical issues with the car that he didn't know about. Sorry about my bumping table. So how true that is, I don't know. It's Lewis Hamilton, so we'll see. George up in 5th, good place to be. Gasly in 10th, that's definitely where he's meant to be. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping for an exciting race, as usual, but I think what's generally going to happen is we're going to have the first 2 laps, and McLaren is going to run away with it. Depending on what happens in 4th and 5th place. Actually, no. Between 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place, there should be some shakeups, right? Because Lawson behind Russell and Verstappen behind Lawson is going to be interesting. And Russell behind Hamilton. So, we might see some shit there. But I don't know. Verstappen does like to race hard and race fast, which is what we want to see in Formula One. For God's sake, just let them race on tracks where they can overtake. And I'm telling you now, if you look down on the track here, turns 1, the straight from turn 1 to turn 3 is absolutely crazy. Okay, it's a long straight. It should yield a high overtaking potential, which is what we want to see in Formula One. We're tired of these boring races. But that said, hopefully we don't have, like we had last race at the Canadian Grand Prix, where it was 65 laps of going round and round in circles. But again, we watch Formula One because we can forget about the world for 2 hours. Okay? And it doesn't matter if sometimes it's boring. Okay? Have a little nap. And then come back when the race is fun. Because, I mean, even the Canadian Grand Prix, the last 5 laps, Norris crashed into Piastri, and this type of stuff happens. But it's a long race, and a lot could happen this race round. The lineup is very different. Norris is pushing hard, and it looks like McLaren is allowing these 2 drivers to race each other because Piastri is miles ahead. I mean, McLaren is currently 175 points above everyone else, which is nuts. Okay, nuts. But Norris pulled off a very, very fast lap for qualifying, which is what we want to see. I think Leon Lawson's gonna put someone in the war because that boy, he likes to put people in the war. I don't know. He came into Formula One screaming about how he's not here to make friends. Well, he clearly hasn't made any friends, and especially with Max behind him and Russell in front of him. Tsunoda, unfortunately, did horribly in the track in qualifying. He said the balancing issues were all off on the car, which is interesting to see because Max is absolutely killing it, which, it's freaking Max. But that's just the way it goes. We got 7 minutes before we start this race. That's just kind of what I wanted to talk about there. Again, the Ferrari issues, I'm not quite sure what's happening in that garage. I feel sorry for Lewis Hamilton, quite frankly, because he just hasn't been performing at Ferrari as much as, Ferrari paid a hefty amount to get that guy in the team, and, he's just not doing what he said he was going to do. And it's quite funny because Max doesn't have the best car in the world currently, and he's still kicking ass. And I guarantee you now he's not going to finish in 7th unless there's some kind of DNF or something along the line for him to be at the back. But there's something going on in the Ferrari garage. Now, on the back end, it looks like there's talks about Max Verstappen going to Ferrari, not Ferrari, to Mercedes, which is very interesting because I don't know how the dynamic between George and Max will go down. I don't think that's going to happen. But there are also talks that George Russell is going to go to Aston Martin, which I would like to see because next year it's brand new cars, remember? That's also, we are now moving away from the DRS system, and we now have a system in place next year where the car ahead of you or the car behind you chasing you is going to get more of a power unit boost than the car in front. So you get more kilowatts if you're chasing someone, which is going to be very, very interesting. How the teams are going to wangle that and do all of that is going to be very, very interesting. So we're going to see what happens there. I don't know how that's going to affect the actual race because that is a very interesting change. A direct input into kilowatts and not just a DRS flap is a massive, massive change. And also, again, it's new cars, We got Adrian Newey at Aston Martin. So what does that mean for Aston? I mean, he is the god of aerodynamics. So a lot could happen next year. We got 22 cars on the grid. If I am not mistaken, that's Cadillac coming in, which we're hearing Valtteri Bottas is apparently going to be teaming up with Cadillac to do that. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting next year. So anyway, we are 4 minutes away from the Austrian Grand Prix. It's a wonderful track. It's one of my favorite tracks. I wish I could go there and actually experience the race. Out of all the races in the world, it would probably be this. I'd like to go to something like Spa or Monza just because it's nostalgia and legacy purposes. But this is one of my favorite tracks ever. It's fast. It's high dig. It's high skill tracks, and I think it's going to be interesting, especially with the lineup of Norris first and Verstappen down in 7th, with Lawson in 6th, George in 5th, and Hamilton in 4th. That's going to be an interesting tussle for the opening laps. Hopefully Norris doesn't run away with it, and we have a boring race for 75 laps, or I actually don't know how many laps they are. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can see some drama, because that's what I like to see in drama. Okay, I think everyone's going to be starting on the softs as we start this race. Probably a couple will try, because it's going to be a two-stopper. Let's be real simple here. But yeah, it is round 11, and it is all the Austrian Grand Prix coming to you live. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. I stream all the Formula Ones. I also do reaction content and a bunch of other stuff. But let's take a look at the opening grid. Okay, so again, we have Norris first, Leclerc second, Piastri third, Hamilton fourth, Russell fifth, Lawson sixth, Verstappen is seventh. Bortoleto out of place in 8th place. Kimi Antonelli didn't actually both Mercedes didn't have a good qualifying. They seem to choke a bit. I don't quite know what is happening with the team. Gasly definitely in place. Alonso 11th, Albon 12th. Again, Williams had a very terrible qualifying. I'm not quite sure actually what's going on there. Colapinto, I don't know how much longer Colapinto is going to be in this game. I don't understand. He came into Formula One rated to be better than Senna, and in the first race he put it in the wall, and then 3 races after that he put it in the wall again. So anyway, I don't want to talk badly about anyone in the race. Okay, they're all great people, but I'm talking about their driving skills. We got Behrman in 15th, Stroll in 16th. We got Ocon 17th, Tsunoda 18th. Tsunoda also, he had major balancing issues during the whole of qualifying. You could see he was really struggling with the car. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Sainz also just did not be able to pull it out. So the compounds, most of the grid from 1 to 9 are starting on medium compounds, which is probably the best choice, which means it's definitely going to be a 2-stop, depending on if we have some drama. So let's hope that we have some drama and not just 65 laps of snore. Okay? So let's watch some rich guys race some cars and win some money. Okay, forget about the world for 2 hours. Forget about AR. Forget about all of the shit that you're dealing with. Let's just hang out and talk about Formula One, and maybe just have some unhinged comments about what is going to go down. We got 1 minute before the formation lap, and then we're going to kick this race off. I just want to make sure that my timing was all live. So we can see down at the bottom here, we've got our live track, which is about to start. On the left, if you don't know what this is the live tracking. It shows you your compounds, how fast, the last lap, what position they're in, how many positions they've taken, all of that jazz. And at the bottom, we have all of the drivers chatting here. You can see Max saying 90 seconds to go, 90 seconds to go. So I'll be streaming in and out of this just to show you guys what they're talking about and, like, you know, where we're all sitting. So you have a nice live overview of everything happening, just so that you don't have to pay for the F1 app, because, you know, you get to see me and I'm cringe as hell. So if you're keen for the cringe, you've come to the right place. Yeah, so I don't understand why Louis Vuitton is sponsoring Formula One. It's a little weird. Like, I always wondered why, like, Heineken or like drinking brands sponsored Formula One as well. It's pretty strange. Okay, so the drivers are on the grid. Everyone is exiting, and we are about to start the formation lap for the Canadian Grand Prix. I've just lost the feed. Let me just double check what is happening here. Okay, no, we're back on. Let me just make sure that we are in fact live with the race. We are double checking here. We're about to start the formation lap. Let's just double check that we are in fact live. Lando revving up the engine, and we are away for the formation lap. Let us check that out. Cool. While we have time, let us just do a quick little update for live, because we are a little bit behind. So while they're doing the formation lap, we'll just do a little quick a quick live update and make sure that everything is running on form. But yes, they are starting the formation laps. It looks like it is a 2-stop. It looks like we might switch to some hards on laps 28. But I don't know about that. Some people have gone on softs. I don't think that's the wisest choice. Colapinto, Behrman, Gasly have all gone on softs. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Sainz has stopped on the track. The car is stuck in first gear. Oh no. Oh no. What has happened? What has happened, Williams? Oh goodness. This has not been a great weekend for the Williams. Oh no. Oh no. What is happening, Williams? Sherbet. They are stuck in first gear on the formation lap. Oh god. Get them off the track. Okay, looks like we're going to have a yellow flag here. I feel so bad for Carlos. I don't know why he left Ferrari. It was the stupidest move in my eyes for Ferrari to let go of Sainz. But Carlos Sainz in a Williams is stuck on the formation lap in first gear. Unfortunately, that is quite a blow for Carlos Sainz. What a pity for Williams. I loved Williams. I loved George Russell when he came from Williams. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. The Australian Grand Prix contract has been extended. So, yeah, they're going to be coming back. And that's the way it goes. So, we're still on the formation lap. I don't know what's going to happen here with Carlos. It looks like the start might be delayed unless they can get this car going. Come on, Carlos. Put it in gear and get it going, bro. You can do it. Nope. We got some stewards pushing the car. We got some stewards pushing the car. Okay. Got some stewards pushing the car. Let's see where this goes. Oh no. They're having trouble there. They're having trouble. Okay, they're getting it going. You can do it, Williams. Come on. Okay, I think they might have to retire. Okay, they've aborted the start, so it looks like we're gonna have to probably restart the race while they wheel this injured Williams out of the track. Okay, so there's some drama already. This is what I like to see. This is what we came for, a bit of drama. Wait, Carlos has got his car moving. He's got his car moving. There we go. All right, so we're not on a delayed start. We are starting a straight. We're obviously just going to have to wait for Carlos to get round the track for being stuck in first place. Welcome to the channel if you are here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the live Austrian Grand Prix 2025. My favorite track. Well, not my favorite track. I've put it in my top 3. What's your favorite track? Let me know in the comments below. I love Spa. That's probably at my top. This is probably second. And I love Monza. Because, you know, Monza, I've actually got the track of Monza sitting on my wall at the moment. But yes, we are here. Hopefully we see some drama. I'm dying for it, okay? Everyone's back on grid. Carlos is making way around the back. Everyone seems to, I think we're probably going to do another formation lap because we got all the teams are back on the track. So yeah, Carlos is making it around. As you can see here, he's very delayed. He's currently making it around track. Turn 7, coming into turn 8. Come on, Carlos, get in there, bro. Yeah, looks like we'll do another formation lap. But yeah, lots of drama, lots and lots of drama happening behind the scenes at Formula One. Max Verstappen rumored to be going to Mercedes. What the hell is going on? We've got 22 cars on the grid next year. That's crazy. Cadillac joining the team. 22 cars on the grid next year. Brand new cars. Brand new system for replacing DRS. Very interesting times. Okay, and again, commentators say this every week. I say this every week. Hopefully it's an exciting race. Let us pray to the racing gods that we have an exciting race because it hasn't been that fun the last couple of races. So Carlos Sainz saying, I feel like the car is still braking. Yeah, his car's on fire. His car is on fire. I repeat, Carlos Sainz's car is on fire. His brakes have just exploded at the end of the pit lap. Wow. Okay, they've got teammates all over him, putting out fires on his brakes. What is going on with Williams? Holy shit. This is nuts. Oh my goodness. Are they going to retire this car? What is happening at Williams? Okay, they've put the fires out on the back brakes. I think they're going to retire this car. Formation lap to start at 3:15. So they're going to be restarting the race in 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. While they put out the fire on the back of Carlos Sainz's Williams, which is now stuck in the pit lane. The entire team has now encased his car. I don't know if that's an engine problem. It looks like it might be, but I think it's mainly the brakes that overheat. Yeah, it looks like it's the brakes, but there's a lot of smoke coming out of his car. I'm surprised he's not getting out of that car because there are like 4 guys with fire extinguishers. Holy shit. What is going on, Williams? Oof, it's been a rough weekend for them. I'm not going to lie. It's, it's pretty crazy. Shame. I feel bad. But that's Formula One, right? That's how we do it. And that's how we like to live. Can't really see what the actual issue is with Sainz's car, but because there's so many people all around it trying to obviously fix it, trying to cool the engine down. There seems to be something. Yeah, it looks like they're going to retire the car. Oh, poor Carlos. He hasn't had a great run the last 2 races. It's been a bit of a pity for him because I was really rooting for him when he went to Williams. I mean, his stint at Ferrari was really incredible. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is happening? The back of the car just popped out some black smoke. They are just pumping fire extinguisher hoses into that thing, dragging it back into the garage. There's obviously something seriously wrong with that car. I don't know. Hopefully Albon is going to be okay. I don't know quite what is happening here, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so we are restarting the race in 8 minutes. That's 8 minutes, 30 seconds, and we will see how that goes. I think I'm all tuned up live. We'll see where that happens. But yeah, we are here. We are doing the things, bro. I like the way it happens. Okay, they have wheeled his car back into the team principal is not happy. James Vile has his hands on his head, clasping them in despair. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, Joe. Not again, Joe. Oh, shame. Carlos looks very upset. We got old Freddie Mercury in the back there with his glasses and mustache. What is happening there? Jeez. Well, Freddie, tell me, Tell me, bruh. Do you sing for the Williams team, 7 minutes till the formation lap. I guess we'll twiddle our thumbs while we wait for the start of the race. So yes, 2-stopper again. McLaren is 175 points ahead. It's going to be an interesting. I think they may run away with it. There is a point of no return where McLaren is going to be unstoppable, depending on I think the next 2 or 3 races. We are halfway through the season. Not much can change, and there is a point of no return where Oscar will probably win the championship with very little that the rest of the pack can do. So we can have to just wait and see what happens there. But we got 6 minutes, 30 seconds until the formation lap starts again. And we will get going. So, yes, very interesting things happening behind the scenes at Formula One. I don't quite know where we are going to be by the end of the season, but I am hoping for something interesting to happen. You know, I don't know who's here that has watched the Formula One for a long time, but the 2021 season between Max and Hamilton was a very rare occasion. It's very rare that you have 2 drivers that come into a championship where they're neck and neck on points, and that's a very rare occasion in Formula One. And you know, I think nowadays, once a team gets ahead, they get ahead and they just sprint away with it, which I think is a major problem. And again, I'll say it, we need to put these guys on tracks where they can overtake and bring the excitement back to the sport, for God's sake. Like, as much as I love Formula One, there's times where I'm like, oh, okay, 65 laps of one car being 12 seconds ahead. It's just, you know, I mean, it's great for the drivers, obviously, but it's not great for the fans because, I mean, unless you're at the race having a beer, getting tipsy with your mates, then yeah, it's a blast. But for us at home that are like invested and want to it's like, yeah, let's see something happen, right? Let's see something happen. Put someone in the wall. George Russell had a good thing he was saying, like every driver should have a button they press and it just makes the whole track wet. And then you drive two laps in pure wet. That would be freaking awesome. I think that'd be it'd be an interesting take on trying to make the races more interesting, right? I mean, jeez. All right, so they are still formulating a plot here. We are 4 minutes away from a formation lap. Welcome to the chat. If you are here, it is the Live Austrian Grand Prix 2025. Obviously, I can't stream Formula One live because of copyrights, so I use this format because that's the only way that we can view it. And it's in case you just want to watch some commentary while you do other things, put me on the other screen and I will talk to you about what is going on in Formula One so you don't have to worry. I'll try and cover absolutely everything and do my unhinged commentary at the same time because that's why I'm here. It's not about being all nasty. I ain't going to be fined from fear for swearing because that's going to happen. It's just the way I am. And, I like to be dramatic. And this is what the stream is all about. So, yes, we are looking at George Russell. He is currently fourth in the Drivers' Championship with 136 points. So, yeah, he's doing very well this season. I think it's great. It's also crazy that Mercedes just doesn't give two shits about him. Like, they just ready to toss him aside and get Max in because Toto said, like, last year he would have won the championship if he had Max. But I think it's a little brutal. George has kept this team on top for a while, even though they haven't performed. He's still kept them in contention, right? He's still given them points. He's still put them in the top 5, in the very least. So, no credit where credit is. I guess there's no loyalty in Formula One, right? This is a business, right? And what you going to do? Mercedes is meant to be a winning team. So, if you're not winning, well, you got to make some changes, right? Okay, so we are 3 minutes away from the start of the formation lap. Where is this going to go, guys? What is going to happen this race? Hopefully we have something interesting. Got interesting conditions on lap. It's a little windy out there. We have a northeasterly at 6.2 kilometers. Actually isn't too bad. There's not much of a headwind. It's actually perfect racing conditions. Again, it's 50 degrees on track, which will probably yield higher deg, I reckon. It's always higher deg when the temperatures are a little higher. Austria is a little higher up. They are in the mountains, so that does play a part. Humidity is pretty low. Pressure is pretty low. There is no rain scheduled. It's a beautiful day there in Austria. As again, I would love to go and hang out in Austria. The crowd looks absolutely insane, man. I mean, it always looks like such a vibe at Austria. I mean, it must be such a party. These people look like maniacs, and then it's always a turnout when these guys come to the track. It's so great, man. I would love to go here and like hang out because look at that crowd. It's crazy. Not that you guys can see the crowd, but there's like 200,000 people at this place, and it's really awesome. And it's nice to see support for Max Verstappen. I'm wearing a Red Bull shirt, although I support George Russell. And it's nuts because back in the day, people used to support teams, and nowadays everyone supports drivers, which is kind of a weird thing, but that's the way it is. Okay, we are 1 minute 30 away from the formation lap. There's been a bit of a pause. Carlos Sainz was stuck in first gear on the formation lap. They had to wait. They had to abort the race start. Carlos had to retire the car. I think he's retired the car. Let's just double check on that. No, Sainz is still in the car. I think he is going to be starting from the pit lane. Let's see what Yuki says. Yuki says, okay, some new tire temperatures come in. We're going to revert to the... Okay, that's fine. Lance Stroll. No one cares about Lance Stroll because he sucks. I've never seen anyone crash on a formation lap going 80 k's an hour because Lance Stroll, I know how to drive. My daddy taught me how to drive. I'm the best. Hello, Rocks and Socks. Lance Stroll sucks. I don't know why he's in Formula One. Please get rid of him. Get someone else in there. So we are live at Spielberg. And this is it. We are about to get started. There was a bit of a hiccup with Carlos Sainz. Again, just to reiterate, he couldn't get his car out of first, and then they wheeled him out, put him in the pit lane, and his car promptly exploded into flames. And then he got wheeled back into the garage and is now apparently starting from pit lane. Okay, so we'll see where that goes. We're about to start the formation lap. We're just seeing some replays of the old Spielbergs at 2024. But thank you for tuning in. If you have, welcome to the Austrian GP 2025 live. We're about to start the formation lap. Let's see where the boys are. As you can see down here below, this is the live track feed. To the left in this window, we have all the deltas and the compounds of where we're going. They have started the formation lap. We will get underway very shortly for the Austrian Grand Prix 2025. Hopefully we have a good one this time around. Again, George Russell in 5th, Lawson in 6th, Verstappen in 7th. That could be a very interesting tussle coming down into turn 3. Now, turn 2 is a very, very light turn here, but turn 3 is a very short turn into that first straight. So it's going to be very interesting. It's a relatively short stint up to turn 3, but we will see what happens with places 7, 6, and 5. That's Verstappen, Lawson, and Russell. Who are really going to be causing problems because Lawson, that guy don't give no shits. He will put you in the wall if he thinks he can get ahead. Okay, so we are almost about to finish our formation lap. Boys are coming around. We're turning into turn 8. That's where I think a lot is going to happen. Coming into turn, as you can see here down at the bottom, turn 7 and turn 8. This is an overtaking spot. And again, the straight from turn 1 to turn 3 is long. And, carrying enough speed and carrying enough DRS, we should see some decent overtakes here. This is where overtakes can happen. So hopefully we see that kind of progression with all the drivers pushing as hard as they can to get the overtakes. And also, unfortunately, McLaren having the pace that they do, they're probably going to run away with it unless something happens in the first couple laps. I think Norris is probably going to run away with it and be 12 seconds up by lap 20. That's my prediction. What's your predictions for this lap? Who do you think is going to win this race? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. We're about to finish. We're about to get this race started. Lando is coming up to the start, and everyone else is following suit. Cool. We got Leclerc behind him, Piastri, then Hamilton, Russell, Lawson, Verstappen, Bortoleto, Antonelli, and Gasly from 1 to 10th place. We are about to get this race underway as we wait for the back of the grid to pop into place, and we will kick this off. If you have any suggestions of what do you think I should say when the lights go out, please let me know in the comments below. I'm looking for something cool to say. It would be great. Okay, here we go. The 2025 Austrian GP. Everyone has lined up. We are ready to go almost. Hulkenberg sliding into position. Whoa, we got a bit of a delay there. Okay, let's us see what happens here. We're about to get this underway. Are you ready? Safety car pulling up behind. We're about to get this started. And 1, 2, 3. Let's ride, boys. Okay, Norris. Great start by Norris. He certainly fixed that. Leclerc is very close on the inside, and Lando tries to cut him off. Turns in straight. Piastri takes it from Leclerc. Great play by Piastri. Russell slots in above Hamilton. Amazing play by him. Hamilton is right behind him, though. Ooh, what is going to happen there? Piastri is looking for the overtake. No. Oh, someone is on. Oh, that was Antonelli. We've got a crash. Antonelli takes out Verstappen. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Antonelli hits Verstappen. Oh, my God. No, on turn 3. What happened there? Antonelli looked like he broke into the section and completely misjudged it and took out Verstappen. Oh, no. That is a huge upset. Oh, shit. It is a yellow flag. What has gone on? Oh my God, Max is going to be pissed. They're not moving. The cars are not moving. Hopefully they can get up and running again because that would be awful for Max right now. No, Max is out the car. It looks like that car is done. Antonelli is definitely done as well. Oh my God, Max Verstappen and Kimi Antonelli done after the first turn in the Austrian Grand Prix. What has happened here? Oh my God, this is a huge upset. Holy shit. Okay. Hamilton seemed to have gotten the place back from Russell. There was a big mix-up from turns 2, 3, and up to turn 4. A lot happened there in that first section. Albon got some places. Lawson dropped places. Russell back down to 5th. Hamilton got a place. Piastri still in second, Norris still in first. Wow, that was an interesting first turn. Holy heck. All right, so we are in the safety car conditions. Max being very nice. He didn't quite know. He's chatting to Antonelli as he's got out the car. Didn't quite know what happened. I need to see a replay of this to find out what the heck went down. But Max being very nice to Kimi Antonelli as they walk off the track side by side. Max asking him questions. Kimi said it looks like he says he just lost the car, but there was definitely, he locked up into turn 3. He clearly misjudged the braking points and just couldn't turn the car fast enough. And obviously just smacked straight into the back of Max. That is a major upset. Okay, here we go. Let's just have a look here. We're going to keep our eyes on Max Verstappen and Kimi Antonelli. Okay, so it's a clean start by Norris. He tries to force Leclerc off. And then we have... Oh, my goodness. Even Hadjar came off in the back there. That was a very tumultuous first turn. Oh, my goodness. Leclerc on the inside, Piastri on the inside. Russell did a great move on Hamilton. That was mental. That was a mental first corner. Please, can you guys please show me the crash between Verstappen and Antonelli? I mean, this is the most important part. There it is. Oh, he definitely. Oh my God, no, that was a bad misjudgment on Kimi Antonelli's part. He flew into that corner. Without even thinking about braking. There wasn't even a thought. He was so far deep before he even thought about braking. That was a really rookie move from Kimi Antonelli to take out Max Verstappen. Really unfortunate for Max. I'm out. I got hit like fucking crazy. Oh, Max. I love it. Kimi on the inside. Oh, he just did not brake. Wow. That was a really, really rookie move. What did Kimi have to say here? Sorry about that. I locked up the rear. Sorry. Yeah, Kimi. You really did. You effed up, bro. You effed up bad. Okay. The safety car is still out. They are clearing that track pretty quickly. So hopefully we'll get underway really quick. Everyone else seemed to escape quite quickly there, but Hadjar had a bit of a moment as well. So I don't know where that's going to put everyone. We'll see when the race starts out again. But it looks like it's still Norris first, Piastri second, Leclerc third, Hamilton fourth, Russell fifth, Gasly sixth, and Albon seventh. I think that's going to be the start for the car. Okay, we got safety car ending. It is lap 3. So the safety car should come in after this. As you can see down at I'm looking at it at the bottom. As you can see from the top here. Oh, we got a bit of a delay. As you can see from the track, the safety car is coming around turn 7, going into turn 8. It should probably end as he comes out of turn 10 and goes into the pit lane. So yeah, we're going to be starting again very soon. I think Norris and Piastri are going to run away with this. I really do. There's no contest here. I think they're so quick on those straights, man. Especially when you look at the qualifying, how quick both those McLaren. Okay, we got a green flag. Norris just goes straight onto it. Full speed back into turn 9. Coming around into turn 10. We have a full straight down to the finish line. Let us see what happens. Norris is pushing hard. So is Piastri. So is Leclerc. Everyone moving as hard as they can to get some kind of position taken here. But it's a very even spread as the safety car ends and we go into lap 4 of this Austrian Grand Prix. Okay, so Norris has already pulled away from Piastri. 6/10 up. We'll see Leclerc already way behind Piastri. Hamilton, those McLarens are flying. They are going to be gone. I'm telling you now, I've called it. By lap 20, they are going to be 12, 15 seconds ahead. And that is the name of the game for McLaren currently. It's actually the real race is going to be between Piastri and Norris and whether Piastri can really pull it out the bag and do some racing, clean racing with... Oh, we got George Russell looking at Hamilton on the outside. Does he have a sniff? Nope. The pack is still quite close together from Leclerc down to Bortoletto. But Norris coming up on turn 9. Piastri very close behind him. We're going to get DRS on the next lap. Excuse me, DRS is enabled now, so we should see some interesting overtakes because the pack is quite close together. We'll see the intervals again, as you can see on the left-hand side. Norris just did the fastest lap here on the left, as you can see. But Piastri still close to Norris. He has DRS. He is in the DRS window, so hopefully he can stick with him and we can see a bit. Oh, he is catching quite quickly on turn 3. The rest of the pack, Hamilton dropped down very, very significantly. Russell is right on him. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Russell very, very close. He may make a move on him in the next couple of turns because that Mercedes is very quick on the straights. Max looking super upset. Max is pissed. I think he's holding it in. But I think he also has... Max is really good with the rookies. He's like the dad of the track at the moment. All the rookies look up to him. So I think it was really sweet of him to like come off track and like talk to Antonelli and just ask him what happened. Really, really cool. I love Max. He's an awesome guy. So yeah, where are we here? Piastri still hanging in behind Norris. They are pushing really, really hard though. I don't know how this is going to affect their tire dig, but we'll see how it goes. Norris is putting in purple sectors like it's going out of fashion. Both McLarens are absolutely flying on the straights. So I don't know how many already both McLarens are 2 seconds behind or 2 seconds ahead of the Ferraris, which is telling. It's been 2 laps and they are 2 seconds ahead already. Hamilton is really, really struggling behind Leclerc. 1.5 seconds behind. That is not doing well for Ferrari. I don't know what they've put in their car. They need to put some Spanish or some French or some Italian noodles in there and give them some steam. Whoa, Piastri is literally might even try and overtake Norris coming into the final straight. We'll see because Piastri is really dead close. Whether he wants to overtake him now in lap 6 or maybe conserve some energy and maybe overtake later during the lap, we'll see. But Piastri is putting serious pressure on Lando Norris currently, even though Lando is putting the fastest lap in. Yeah, and the Ferraris are just nowhere. These McLarens are going to run away with it. They are absolutely going to run away with it. Russell, Gasly, the gaps between all of the cars currently is looking at about 0.04 of a second from 1st to 10th place. So we'll see. Piastri, little slide out there going into the turns. Coming up to turn 3. Let's see what Piastri does here. Oh, he is right behind Lando. I don't know what's happening at the McLaren pit wall, but there's going to be some parts there unless you actually do some damage control. You're going to let them fight, or what is going to happen here? But they are now 2.9 seconds ahead, and that was 1 lap. They are now... Piastri says, your call on the racing situation. Piastri is already calling. Are we racing or what? You see, Piastri, I'm sorry to say, is a much better driver than Lando Norris. He is the next world champion. That is fact. You can't escape that stuff. Okay? Cannot escape it. Piastri is going to win this championship, and there's nothing Lando Norris can do. Piastri, I think, has pulled off a bit. I think he's going to wait, but I think he's going to wait a bit. I don't think he cares because he probably wants to win. But DRS open for Piastri going into the long straights. We'll see what happens there. I don't think I'm quite caught up here. Let's just double check here where we are. Just want to make sure that I am actually like following up live here. Yeah, that's looking good. All right. Yeah. So Piastri we're still super, super close, but again, the rest of the pack is completely falling away. The Ferraris are nowhere to be seen. Russell hanging on. It looks like this is the track position until the first pit stop. So go get some coffee, go get some tea, make a snack, because this is where it may get a little boring. And this is unfortunately the fate of Formula One, right? And we can talk a bit about how they're going to play into strategy here and what the pit windows might look like, because Piastri is driving in dirty air behind Lando Norris, and I don't quite know what their strategies are, if they're going to be going into hards or what. But I mean, these McLarens are lapping at an extraordinary pace currently. They're now 3.2 seconds ahead of the Ferraris after 3 laps after the safety car. That is stupid. That is a stupid amount of speed that these McLarens currently have. Russell is 1.7 behind Hamilton. Hamilton is 2.1 behind Leclerc. Oh, man. That is wild. Oh, Sainz did actually get taken out. So we have Verstappen, Antonelli, and Carlos Sainz who have been taken out of the race. Just have a look at what the drivers are saying here. Hey, Gabby, you're doing a pretty good job there with the tires. That's the DRS. What is Fernando Colapinto saying? Very happy with the tire management. Yuki Tsunoda, engine 9, position 3. Okay, engine 9 is probably just talking about conserving. Win a possible multi-position. Let's just take a look here. Gasly, Oscar. So nothing crazy happening right now. So yeah, it looks like we're in that phase of the race that we always seem to get into because, again, we have two cars that are completely running away with it. And it sucks when that happens because now we have a bit of a boring race. As you can see from the track here, as you can see, the two orange dots are miles ahead of the rest of the pack, which is very indicative of another boring race, right? Come on, guys. Someone get up there. Leclerc, do something. Please. Please. Try something different. Let's go. I mean, this track could be so great. And that's why, again, I think next year it's going to be very interesting when we start moving away from the DRS and start giving the cars more of a pure kilowatt bonus to catch the cars in front, because that to me is the way you make races more exciting, right? You give people behind the opportunity to actually get up and actually challenge the front runners, and also it's really crazy that we have a team here that, I mean, we're at the end of the lifespan of these cars, and we have a team that is absolutely running away with it. It's pretty nuts. You know, generally at the end of the cycle of the cars, we have teams that most of the teams generally seem to catch up with one another. But in the same breath, when Max Verstappen won his four world championships, there were also many races where he was 23, 30 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. And that was also at the end of it. Oh, Oscar Piastri looking to overtake Lando Norris. Yo, he's going on the inside. Oscar Piastri has a little sniff. Lando seems to hold him off at bay. Oscar got DRS down the inside. He takes him. Oscar Piastri looking for it. He's going on the inside into turn 4. Could he take? He does. He does. Not. He does not. Man, that was a close race. Holy crap. Oscar going on the outside again. On the inside, looking for it again. Very close racing, but this is the race. This is what we're going to be watching. We're just going to be watching the two McLarens battle each other for the next hour and 40 minutes. It's crazy. So Piastri definitely had a sniff there. He's 0.5 seconds behind Lando, so he could make a move again. I think his tire deck seems to be a little better. His sectors seem to be a little better. I think if he gets ahead of Lando, he'll probably overtake him by a far margin if he actually does that kind of stuff. But man, I really enjoy Oscar's racing style. He's like the polar opposite of Max, right? Like Max is this crazy, you know, hard ass. Oh, Oscar Piastri right behind Norris again on turn 3. What's Oscar going to do down the straight? We got DRS. Can he make a move here again? He might look to make a little sniffle. I don't think he's going to have... Nope, he's just not there to make that move. But again, I don't know what's happening at the McLaren pit wall. If they are telling these guys... They are clearly telling them to race. But Oscar, whether he's trying to look after his tires or not, we got Bortoleto. Bortoleto is looking at Gasly on the inside. Bortoleto takes Gasly for P7. Well done on Bortoleto. Doing super well up in 7th place. Gasly takes the place back. Not going to handle that. Well done to Gasly. Nice little battle there. Bortoleto takes it back again. Wow, what a scrap between Gasly and Bortoleto. Love to see it. Bortoleto doing super well there. Holy heck. Okay, that was a great little scrap between them. Good job to Bortoleto for keeping that place. And well done to Gasly for defending. That is what we like to see. Now, if we had that happening in the top five places, that would be a race we could watch now, right? I mean, come on. Gasly is in the pits. First pit stop to happen. Let's see what he goes. I believe clearly softs was a bad choice, but we'll see what they do. I think they'll probably go to hards and race as far as they can go and maybe hope for another safety car. But we will see what happens. Not much else happening in the rest of the pack. Colapinto in 10th. Piastri is still very, very close to Norris. And again, the McLarens are 4.5 seconds ahead of the Mercedes. I mean, the Ferraris, excuse me. Oh, man. Watching rich guys drive around the track to win money. It's crazy. It's crazy that we do this stuff. But I do it so that I can forget about life for just, an hour or two. This is the way it goes. Even though sometimes it might be boring, I still love it. Judge me, hate me. I know you love it too, and that's why you're here. So yes, thank you. All right, so what did Gasly move on to? Gasly went onto the hard tires, if I'm not mistaken. He did. Gasly went onto the hard tires. So we'll see how he performs on those hards, and that will give the rest of the field a look and feel. Albon is pitting. We'll see if Albon goes onto the hards as well. I think this may cause a change. Well, actually, I don't think Albon might be looking for a bit of an undercut here. Maybe on Russell or Bortoletto. But we'll see. This may cause a chain effect here of some pits. But Albon and Colapinto have pitted. We'll see what they go onto here, because that will be a good indication of what. So it looks like Albon's gone back onto mediums. Just have a look there quickly. Albon has gone back onto mediums. He has indeed. And Colapinto has probably gone onto hards. No, he's stuck on mediums as well. That is interesting. Oliver Behrman on the outside. Oh, it takes it on. That's a classic move on turn 3. Oliver Behrman going on the outside. Is he going to take it? He does. Well done. I like this kid, man. He's got pizzazz. Nothing wrong with a bit of pizzazz. Oscar Piastri right behind Lando Norris. What's he going to do here? Oh, into turn 1. Oscar has a long straight right behind Lando. Gets a great exit. Is Oscar going to do something here? He is very, very close to Lando Norris. Whoa, he's catching him into a dizzy pace. He could take him here. He's going on the outside. Maybe on the inside. No, he just doesn't go for it. What's happening, Oscar? Take him, bro. Come on. Come on, Oscar. You got more DRS. You can take him. Come on, Oscar. Come on, Oscar. On the outside. Now take the inside. No, he has a sniff. He has a dip. Nope, he's still holding off. They are now 5 seconds ahead of the Ferraris. 5 seconds ahead of the Ferraris. That is it's not good to see. It's not good to see. At least Piastri is giving us a bit of entertainment, a bit of gladiatorial spirits within the F1 track, which we like to see. But I want him to overtake Norris, and I want Norris to fight. I want Norris to show me. I want him to show me that he deserves to be world championship. Piastri again on the straights down to turn 1. Oscar with DRS still in that window. He is still quite close behind him, but has dropped back a bit. I think perhaps conserving energy for another overtake later down the lap. So again, we are here live at the Austrian Grand Prix 2025. It is lap 16 of 70 for this beautiful day in Austria. Not that I am there, but it is a beautiful winter's day here in Durban, and I'm loving it. I hope you're loving it. Let me know who your favorite driver is in the comments below. Subscribe and come hang out with me. Maybe check out more stuff on my channel. I do all sorts of stuff, 3D stuff. Charles Leclerc on the radio. We need lower corners, Charles, every lap. That's what I'm doing, Brian. That's what I'm doing. Man, the Ferrari radio messages are chef's kiss. They are based as hell. I love it. I love to see that. So we're looking at a bit of Norris hit a bit of the gravel there coming into turn 1. Affected his track, but it didn't look like it affected Piastri. Didn't look like it affected what? Oh my goodness, are we retiring another Williams? Oh no, Alex Albon from Williams. It looks like they are retiring the second Williams. The Williams has had a god-awful weekend. Like, holy shit, it is being terrible for the Williams. They are just choking at every corner. I don't know what has happened. They were doing so well. They had such good momentum, and then BAM! Wall. Stop. Pit wall. Now it looks like they have retired the car for Alex Albon. We have 4 cars out by lap 17 in this Austrian Grand Prix. Lando Norris on the radio. Opportunity makes turns, takes apex if we make it harder for the other car. So they are in fact racing each other, which is nice to see. It's nice to see. Because Lando needs all the points he can get if he thinks he's going to beat Oscar. Because I think Oscar right now is just sitting behind Norris waiting for his opportunity to strike. He can conserve all the energy he wants. He may be driving behind in dirty air, but McLaren has a very interesting take on how they're cooling their tires, or not cooling their tires, or how they are managing their tires. There's some kind of technology that they're using, or some kind of technique that they're using Who was that? That was Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda just tapped Lance Stroll. Oh, was that Lando? Was that Alonso? Where is Yuki Tsunoda? He's at the back, right? Oh, Yuki Tsunoda got up to 10th. That was Lance Stroll. So Yuki and Lance Stroll had a little kiss on turn 3 collision, but they seem to be fine. Lance Stroll lost a bit of his front wing. Again, they are pitting George Russell. We'll see where he comes in. The lap 18 is a bit sooner than expected for pitting on the mediums, which means tire deg is probably really, really high. As you can probably see from the left here, 17. Right here on the left here, you can see all the lap times on the specific tires that they are currently using. But we were expecting pit stops on lap like 20, 22-ish. But we got some early pit stops here, which means high tire deg, which maybe means hards might be a better choice to go to the end of this race. But Piastri is still putting immense pressure on Lando Norris. He has not dipped out of DRS since we started this race. So I think Lando is cooking a bit. He's cooking a bit because Piastri is not going to give this up very easily. And we will see. We are down on the first straight. Into turn 2. Coming up to turn 3. Is Oscar going to have a little sniff? No, on the inside maybe. Oscar right behind Lando. Good exit for Oscar. Down a straight again. Oscar with DRS. Nope, nothing happening there. Alonso gets the place. No, excuse me. Russell has pitted. Alonso in 7th. Ocon in 8th. Hadjar goes up to 10th. Stroll into 9th. And Yuki Tsunoda down to 12th. A pity for Yuki Tsunoda. He's had an awful weekend as well. I don't know. There's something about that Red Bull car, that second Red Bull car. It feels like it's a little cursed, right? Because one thing you need to understand about Max Verstappen is Lando Norris on team radio. Let's have a little listen here. What is he saying, Lando? Come up here. There's no team message there. What is Lando saying? So Lando, the gap between Bordello is 20.3 seconds. Jesus. So we're happy to pit. If we're going to get passed by Oscar, we would pit him before. If not, we just keep going. Okay, so even the McLarens are looking at tire strategies to beat each other, which is crazy. I like to see that. It's it's an interesting when you get two drivers, when you're confident enough to get both drivers to race against each other, but do it cleanly. I think that's the fairest way to. Okay, we are close here. Oscar is very, very close to Lando. Come on, Oscar. Oscar going on the edge. Oh, he has a massive lockup into turn 4. Holy shit, I thought they were going to crash. That was so close by Oscar. He had a huge lockup into turn 4, trying to go on the inside. I think that's going to hurt his tires quite a lot. My God, Oscar, what are you thinking there? They are pitting Lando Norris. I don't know how much longer Oscar is going to be able to go on those tires, especially now that he's just wiped out his left-hand tire. Sure, that was crazy. Okay, so they are pitting Lando and letting Oscar go ahead first, which means that depending on the compound that Lando goes onto, Oscar might be in a bit of trouble. So we'll see how long they keep Oscar out for. But he just did put in the first fastest lap. Great pit stop. Oh, they got us trouble. Oh, that was a slow pit stop by McLaren. 3.1 seconds. Not very good on the pit wall front. What did they put on Lando Norris? They put mediums on Lando Norris again. So we'll see how he fares on those tires. Again, I think probably a good choice, but are we going to be going? It's probably going to be a 2-stop, right? It's probably going to be a 2-stop. That's probably the way I see it currently. So we'll see how it goes right now. So yeah, we got Piastri in first. We got Leclerc and Hamilton behind. Norris in fourth. Bortoleto in fifth. Lawson in sixth. Alonso in seventh. Now, keep in mind, Bortoleto, Alonso, Stroll, Hadjar have not pitted. Oscar Piastri on the radio. Let's see your pace in free air. Now see what we can do. Oscar says, yeah, okay. I have a flat spot. Yes, okay. So they're telling Oscar to push as hard as he can to see how far ahead he can get of Lando. But it looks like they have gone Ray. Ooh, my goodness, that could have ended so badly, Oscar. My God. Oscar's normally so cool, calm, and collected, so it's interesting to see him make such a mistake. He looked a little desperate to get ahead of him there, but I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, Lando has gone on hards. So that is going to be interesting. He's going to try and catch Piastri, maybe for the undercut. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that was an interesting move. We'll see where this pans out for Oscar Piastri and how the team handles that whole delivery. Alonso is making some really good progression up the field. Piastri saying his flat spot data looks okay. And Oscar saying it's not looking very pleasant on his side. Okay, it's not looking very pleasant. That's fine, Oscar. Deal with it, bro. But the two Aston Martins are moving their way up the field surprisingly quickly, which is interesting to see. They have not pitted, so they will jump back down again once the rest of the field pits, but they are doing quite well. Lawson, surprisingly enough, is still in 5th place. I really did not think he would be anywhere close to the top 5 after 22 laps. So I don't quite know how he's doing it, but he is actually doing a relatively decent job, and he hasn't put anyone in the wall, which is a good job by Lawson. Well done for not crashing anyone out. So we have 2 stakes and Behrman as a Haas sandwich in between them, and it looks like Bortoleto is putting some serious pressure on him. Hadjar as well, right behind Lance Stroll. We could have a little battle there for 7th place, depending on when they pit. So we'll have to see how that pans out as well. Could be an interesting the mid-pack race could be quite interesting as we get later on and we start seeing the pits come out. Oscar Piastri on the radio says, question, better to be 4 seconds behind Lando with more delta or 1.5? And Piastri says 4 with delta, which is 100% correct. 100% correct by Oscar Piastri. Yeah. So, as I was saying with Max Verstappen and his car, the second car at Red Bull seems really tainted. It seems almost cursed at this point because there's been so many different drivers that have tried to drive that car, and they just can't seem to extract anything out of it. I mean, Liam Lawson did well at AlphaTauri and just couldn't extract it when he was in Red Bull. Same with Pierre Gasly, same with Alex Albon, same with Yuki Tsunoda. So I don't quite know. Oh, we got Bortoleto looking to make a move on the inside. Yeah, Bortoleto has just overtaken Oliver Behrman to take 12th place. Well done by the stake team, who is actually making some progress up the field for a change. Because normally, the Green Hulk's at the back of the field. Lando Norris on team radio. Lando doing a good job. Oscar's pace hasn't really picked up. So the teams are definitely... Okay, so at McLaren, the 2 teams are definitely racing each other, which is really great to see. I like to see fair and decent racing, not like Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton in 2016. So they are pitting Oscar Piastri, and if they put him on hards, then we're going to go racing. We'll see what happens. Now, this should be where we see the rest of the field start fanning out. They'll probably put Oscar on hards. That means the Ferraris will be in the lead, but there's no way in hell that the Ferraris are going to take those tires any further than lap 27, I don't think. I don't think it's possible for Ferrari to even do that. Ferrari's tire strategies are never good. It's never good. I would hate to be a Ferrari fan. It's like a goddamn emotional roller coaster trying to support this team. One day you're up, next week you're in the wall, next week it's DNF, next week it's a win. I can't with them. I can't. And I don't know if you guys know the numbers of how much they paid to get Lewis Hamilton in that team, but it's ridiculous. The numbers are stupid. Like, the money is ridiculous, okay? And he's just not performing. He doesn't have a good car. He can't drive fast. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so both Ferraris haven't pitted. Lawson hasn't pitted. Neither has Alonso, Stroll, Hadjar, or Gasly. So we'll see a big shake-up there when they do start pitting. Lando Norris is got a 5-second gap. 5.725 seconds behind Oscar Piastri, so he should catch him quite quickly, I think, depending. But Oscar is not going to let this go. Oscar is definitely not going to let them go because now they've put both of these drivers on hards, and Oscar is not going to let this go. Let me tell you that right now. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. All right, so those Ferraris are not... They're going to try and extract as much pace as they can, but I can tell you now, they may come out behind the... Okay. And like I said, they just started pitting the Ferraris. Leclerc is in first. We'll see what tires they put them on. They're putting them on hards. Yes, hards. Great stop by Ferrari. 2.3 seconds. Beautiful stop by Ferrari. Let's see where Leclerc comes out here. Looks like he might come out behind Piastri. No. Lawson, Alonso comes out fourth, sixth. Okay, so he's going to end up third behind Piastri because Lawson and Alonso haven't pitted. So that's okay. That's interesting. That's very nice. That was a great pit stop. By Ferrari. Well done. Hamilton obviously going to try and stay out as long as possible, but I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. Lando Norris is literally right behind him. They should have pitted him that lap, but you know, Ferrari is probably terrified of double stacking cars because they're. I mean, that was a great pit stop. I don't know why they didn't double stack that. Hamilton probably would have been in a better position, but we'll see. George Russell, great overtake on Hadjar. And they are bringing Lewis Hamilton into the pits. That is about right. What did I say? Lap 28. They wouldn't last lap 28. That's about right. Can't take those mediums any further. Although they did do well. 26 laps on those mediums. Surprising, to say the very least. Lando Norris takes pole position in the Austrian GP 2025. Piastri then takes second place. And we are still waiting for Lawson and Alonso to pit. Hamilton jumps down to sixth place. But again, Lawson, Alonso still need to pit. And that will put the Ferraris back up in fourth and fifth. So yeah, very interesting. But again, back to the Max Verstappen and the second car at Red Bull. Bro, Max Verstappen has a very, very interesting driving style. If you don't quite know, like back in the day, Michael Schumacher had a very heavy oversteer in his car. So it was hyper-tuned for oversteer. And Max Verstappen has a very similar driving style where, like, if you were playing the game, F1 game, and you turned all the settings up to, like, max, super max, like expert level, okay, like, if you turned the car 0.001 of a centimeter, the car would fly right. That is how Max Verstappen drives. It's super hyper oversteer. And, you know, you got to be so good to be able to drive the car like that, to points where you don't take the corners in a round turn. You take the corners as quick like that and then go in almost a straight line, you know, with that kind of oversteer in the car, which is why he is so quick and so talented as a driver, because it's actually you got to have balls of steel to drive like that. And I think when obviously both cars are different in the Red Bull garage, Oscar Piastri, feedback from the pit wall. The maneuver on turn 4 with the front lockup was too marginal, and we can't do that again. Okay, so the team telling Oscar you can't lock up again. That's very interesting. Who we got here? Leclerc is taking Lawson. They need to pit Lawson now. He's going to lose these places, and he's going to lose position. So Leclerc has just overtaken Lawson, who hasn't pitted yet. And I'm assuming Alonso is probably going to... No, Leclerc is flying ahead of him now. Okay. Okay, so Leclerc takes third place. We've evened back out again. And we'll see where we go. Lawson in for Alonso in third. I don't know why Hamilton can't take Alonso. I don't get why Hamilton isn't as aggressive as he used to be. You know, it's just... I see Max Verstappen taking gaps and spots. Like, he had a chance there to take Alonso, but he just backs out. I don't get his racing head anymore. I thought he was going to get into this Ferrari and it was going to be a rocket and he was just going to win all the races. But that's just not happening for him at the moment. And as fantastic as a driver as he is, if he doesn't have the fastest car, well, what you going to do, bro? What you going to do? Okay, so Hadjar has pitted and is down to 12th place, 13th place, 14th place, 15th place. All right, so we're getting some evening out here. I don't know when they're going to pit Lawson. I mean, he's hanging on. He's hanging on in fourth place, but it's not going to be for much longer because Hamilton has now overtaken Alonso. Okay, I take back what I said. He's now just taking... Whoa, oh, Lawson! Oh my God! Did you see what I'm saying about this guy? Just give him the place, bro. My God, Lawson. I can't watch this guy drive every time. Okay. Well done, Hamilton. That was a great 2 overtakes in literally 4 corners. Well done, Hamilton. That's the way you're supposed to drive. That's what I like to see. Great overtake on Alonso on turn 3 on the inside. Beautiful by Hamilton. Well done. Great look there. And then overtakes him. And then overtakes Lawson on the very next corner. Amazing. That's what I want to see from Hamilton. That's aggressive driving. That's what we like to see. That's where he should be. That's what I want to see from Hamilton because we're at the Tifosi here. We can't screw around, bro. The red car go vroom. We got to do that, right? Okay, so where are we sitting here? I miss Max already. I miss him. So Sonoda behind Colapinto. Gasly's saying he has no grip. He feels like he's going to spin on every corner. Oh, come on, Gasly, get it together, bro. Has Gasly pitted? Gasly has pitted. No, Gasly's on 17 on the hards. Oh, Yuki Tsunoda just gets overtaken by Colapinto. What is going on, Yuki? Come on, guy. Again, we go back to the Red Bull scenario. Why can't anyone drive the second car at Red Bull? What is going on? The cars are tuned differently. You have two different engineering teams in the Oh, someone's hit someone. What happened there? Oh my God. It was Yuki Tsunoda hits the crash. Sorry, I missed it. Someone just hit someone. We got a green flag, yellow flag. What? Yuki Tsunoda looked like he took out Colapinto there. Everything's fine. No yellow flags. Yep, it looks like Yuki Tsunoda hit Colapinto and spun him off the track, but Colapinto seemed to recover there. Oh, okay, Yuki, calm down, bro. Calm down, bro. Let's have a little replay here. Yuki Tsunoda on the inside of turn 4. Oh, he just tried to take it, but was behind and tapped Colapinto on the back right tire. Colapinto was ahead in that corner, so Yuki was being a little cheeky there and just put his front left tire right into the back of Colapinto, but Colapinto seemed to recover. So we're all good there. He survived. Tsunoda is in the pits and down to last place. Not surprising. I don't know why the second Red Bull car is so cursed. It's just a weird thing. Okay, we haven't talked about the McLarens. What did I say? I said they would be 20 seconds ahead by lap 50. And they are currently 12 seconds ahead of the Ferraris. 12 seconds. I mean, what can you do? It's a little disappointing, but and now that they've pit stopped, Loris is gonna run away with it. So I don't know how. I don't think Oscar is gonna be able to really catch up. We'll see. The hards will probably go a long way. We'll see how this goes. So the race controllers noted an incident between Tsunoda and Colapinto. I don't know what's going to happen there. Hopefully they don't get any penalties. Holy shit. Okay. Russell's still in 7th. Bortoletto, the stakes are in point position here. This is unheard of from the stake team currently. They have literally been worse than Haas. And Haas, when I first got into Formula One, I really enjoyed the Haas team. I like their style, and I love Gunther Steiner, and I think that's why I like the team so much. But Stake has just been nowhere really, and now all of a sudden they're in scoring points. It just seems like the conditions are right for the car and right for the drivers, so they are in scoring points. Whether they keep these positions or not, we will have to see. But they are doing some good interval times, and it looks like they are doing well. Alonso just does a great take on Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson, you need to, thank God. Pitting Lawson. About time. Alonso did not overtake Lawson. Lawson was pitting, excuse me. I'm trying to watch 15 different things at once here. So please forgive me if sometimes I call out some incorrect stuff, but I will correct it straight away. Oscar Piastri just got the fastest lap of the race, who is 12 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc, and Lando Norris is 5 seconds ahead of, or 5.8 seconds ahead of Oscar Piastri. Whether they've battled that out and whether there's going to be a second pit stop, because we're only 12 laps into those hard tires, and whether or not, we get some high dig here. I'm just looking at Pierre Gasly, looking at Yuki. No. Pierre had a little look there. Just trying to get my bearings here. Where is Pierre Gasly? Pierre Gasly having a look at Ocon. Maybe overtake on turn 7, coming into turn 8. May have a little sniff there. He is sandwiched in between those two horses, so whether he can make something happen, I don't quite know, but it will be interesting. Pierre Gasly is also an underrated driver in Formula 1. I think there's a lot of things happening at Alpine that could push that team forward, but you never know what's happening in the back end. Sometimes there's always this drama between management and drivers and owners and the shareholders and the sponsors of a team. So there's always a lot happening on the back that dictate what happens on track. We'll see. So Alonso has just pitted. Not a very good pit stop. Comes out behind Liam Lawson into 12th position. And the top 5 has not really changed much. They are kind of evened out. George Russell is 13th pit stop. So everyone has pitted once except for Hadjar and Tsunoda, who has pitted twice. But I mean, we don't need to worry about them because they're going to be still in last. And Yuki Tsunoda has not had the best of weekends. When I say not best, it's been shit. He's had a shit weekend. It's not been great. It's been a big pile of cuck. Ne? Big pile of cuck. But yeah, I don't know what needs to happen or who needs to come into that team in order for that second Red Bull seat to do something decent. Seems a little wild. Yeah. Not sure what Yuki... Oh, okay. So Yuki has been given a 10-second penalty for causing a collision with Colapinto. Unfortunate for Yuki. Another, just pile it on, bro. If it doesn't rain, it pours, and Yuki Tsunoda is currently drenched. That's just the way it is, unfortunately, for poor Yuki Tsunoda. I love Yuki. I think it's also crazy when you get promoted from, the sister team, AlphaTauri or the Racing Bulls, into Red Bull, and now all of a sudden you have all this pressure on you, and you've got a different car, and you've got different engineers, and there's always these expectations because your teammate is now Max Verstappen, You can't really fuck around anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't really know what needs to happen in that second Red Bull seat. Pierre Gasly on the team radio. Check on something is broken. It's crazy. I don't know how much longer I can stay on the track. Understood. We're working on it. Stick with it, please. Okay, so it looks like Pierre Gasly is having some serious problems on track. Not quite sure what is wrong with the car, but we will see how that plays out. He has made some... Oh, no. He has lost some places to the Haas and now currently sitting behind them. Let's have a look what's happening at the top here. 13.7 seconds ahead of the Ferraris. The McLarens are steaming ahead into this win. Absolutely crazy for the McLarens. They are pushing away with this championship. In fact, let's just have a look at what's happening in this championship lead here. Championship points. F1 2025. Let's just have a quick look. I can't remember who's sitting at the top. The drivers standing as of late. Let's just have a quick peek here. Just so you can see on the side. Just change it up a bit here. So we got Piastri at 198 points. Lando Norris very close to Oscar Piastri at 176. Max, unfortunately, is going to take a huge dip here with 0 points. So I think Russell's probably going to go ahead of him. And then, yeah, the Ferraris. So an interesting lineup there. But Lando needs this win. If he's going to challenge Oscar, he needs this win today. He needs to be ahead of every race if he actually wants to take the Drivers' Championship. And it's up to him. It's his to lose. You know what I'm saying? We had a nice little overtake there from, I think it was Lawson. Excuse me. I lied. It was Isaac Hadjar on Colapinto. Well done for Isaac Hadjar. That was a great take on the down straight. Very good job there. Down to turn 3. Hadjar goes, makes a clean break from Colapinto. I don't like Colapinto. I don't know why he was rated as this like god level driver when he came into Formula 1. It just didn't make sense to me. But it is what it is, eh? It is what it is. So I think we're in a bit of a lull race. This is what happens in Formula 1. We have an exciting first 5 laps. And then we have a bit of a lull to the first pit stop. And now we have our second lull, where everyone kind of settles into the race, planning out their strategies, talking about deltas, looking at what programs are running in the back. And as you can see from the track below, everyone is very much spread out and very much even. So we probably won't see much movement until the second pit stop. If we do see that, they have to pit the second time. So we'll see how this goes. Again, not much movement through the field. Currently, everyone has just settled into time. So now is a great time to go take a snack break, go get some tea, subscribe to this channel. It would be awesome. I'll love you forever. I don't just stream Formula One. I do reaction content. I talk about other stuff about the world. I have my finger on the pulse of the zeitgeist, so I like to do that. I do a bit of 3D animation, and I'm generally like to entertain as much as I can because I'm a hugely dramatic individual, and I like to do that kind of stuff. Here's a couple videos coming out where I'm talking about the AI wars currently happening, which is very, very interesting. But yeah, that is just a little pre-advert for what I am and what I do. But back to the race. So it looks like, let me just see if I can get a bit more. Okay, that's better. That's better. That's better. Okay, so 13.9 second gap between the Ferraris and the McLarens. That's huge. Russell is 16 seconds behind Hamilton. That is a very large gap. You can quite see Oscar Piastri on the team radio. Most of those blue flags are doing mids to highs, 1.10, 1.18s. So there's opportunity approaching. So the team is looking at Piastri catching Lando, but I think he is currently conserving his energy for an overtake, looking after his tires to maybe make a move later into the race. Liam Lawson, he just nearly crashes into the back of someone as they were going into the pit straight. Man, this guy's a reckless driver. I'm just saying. Not a fan. Pierre Gasly into the pit lanes. Oscar Piastri just put in the fastest lap of the race. He is absolutely moving at the moment. He's doing personal bests. Lando Norris is doing personal bests on his laps currently, which is really, really great. He is now catching up to the back of the field. So that may slow him down slightly and give Oscar some space to catch up. And it looks like that may be the case. Colapinto is pitted. And Piastri has definitely made some time up there. We will see how that affects Lando because he is coming up to the back of the grid. He is now behind Lance Stroll, who hopefully doesn't put it in the wall because he's an idiot and can't drive and shouldn't be in Formula One because my daddy got money and I deserve here, right? Anyway, Lando Norris coming into turn 3. Piastri now has caught up dramatically to Lando Norris as they go down into the straight turning, coming into turn 4. Lando behind Stroll. Stroll has to make space for him. Get the fuck out the way, Stroll. Move. 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 Yeah, that's what I was expecting. That's what I was expecting. Okay. That's looking good. We had a little overtake there of... No, George Russell sitting in 5th. Very nice. Antonelli did well there. Had a little look on the outside. Well done to Antonelli for getting that place back. Good job. Yuki Tsunoda goes up a place, although he's got a 10-second penalty, so I don't know how far that's going to take him, but we shall see. Oscar Piastri took a second out of Lando Norris in that last lap. Oscar is obviously catching Lance Stroll, who needs to move the fuck out the way when he gets there. So Lance, please, bro, don't be an asshole. Like, I'm begging you, just once in your life, don't do it. Lando on turn 3. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Alonso looking up the inside of Lawson, maybe looking for a little sneaky overtake there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ooh, on turn 9, going into turn 10. Is Alonso going to take him on this down the straight? Come on, Alonso. Go, old man, go. Down. Alonso. That was close. That was close. That was close. Looking for it. Looking for it. Yeah, that was very close by Alonso. He was right close to him. Ooh, up into turn 3. Jeez, that was close. Yes. I think Alonso might take him on the next lap. Let us see here. Lando has passed Stroll, Piastri right behind Lando. Well, not right behind, but he is catching Lando very, very quickly. We will see what happens during that. on lap 42, we should start seeing, depending on how these hards, which have actually held up quite nicely, we'll have to see how they go. But depending on how the dig is for those hards, we might see some interesting plays here later on the strategy. But again, this is a lull of the race, and this is why I'm saying I'm very excited for next year, because I believe next year is going to be a massive change to the Formula One, the entire way we race, with the whole new DRS system. Okay, if you don't know what is happening next year, there is a new DRS system that is being implemented where they are not using the back wing to give them extra. It's now no longer extra kilometers per hour. It's now extra kilowatts. So the person chasing the person in front will get an extra. Lando Norris on the radio. He's just quicker everywhere now, or he's mainly quick on the speed. We will just see that there's a lot of traffic. Okay, so the team's talking about Norris and Piastri. Norris is fighting his way through traffic at the moment, and Piastri is literally catching him at a record pace. Yeah, so that we'll see how that plays out. Lap 43 of 70. We should see some pit windows from about lap 46. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, next year there's going to be a power unit change where the car chasing will have a kilowatt increase through the power unit system, and more kilowatts than the car in front. So they get a kilowatt boost if they are chasing the car in front, which is massive. It should really, really push people right up to the back of chasing cars, which is exactly what we want. We need more overtakes. Norris on the radio. Our goal here is obvious. We just need to keep Oscar out of our DRS. Okay, so the McLarens are fighting hard here. They're fighting hard because that's what they should be doing. That's what they should be doing. Norris needs this win if he has any hope of catching Oscar for the Drivers' Championship. And McLaren have run away with the constructors. They are 175 points ahead of everyone else, and that's kind of unbeatable at this point. I think there's 6 races left, or we are halfway through the season, so it will be a monumental fight for anyone to come back, unless they crash in the next 3 races. That's a pretty much win for McLaren. So that's just the way it is. So Norris, Piastri getting closer, not by a hell of a lot, but he is catching him by 100th every lap. So I don't think he's pushing super hard. I think once he gets past Hulkenberg here and clears the back, he will probably start pushing a little harder. But right now, I think he's just taking it easy and just conserving his tires, maybe just saving for a spot where he can find a gap and just push as hard as he can into the back of Norris and maybe get an overtake later in the race. But Lando Norris really, really needs this if he wants to stay in contention for winning the Drivers' Championship, which he couldn't do last year. So we'll see. And obviously, Max being, if you've just tuned in, Max Verstappen crashed on the opening lap with Kimi Antonelli, taking him out of the race with Kimi Antonelli. And we have Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz, who have also been retired. Both cars retired. Carlos Sainz on the first lap couldn't get into first gear, and then on the pit, his brakes burst into fire, and they retired the car. And Albon had some kind of mechanical problem, and they fucked out. So what can you do, guys? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Okay. I think I'm a little behind you on the feed. I just need to make sure I am all caught up. Looks like they're boxing George Russell. Yeah, they are boxing George Russell. Okay, so this is the pit window, guys. This is when we should start seeing some kind of action. It looks like if Russell pits, it looks like we should start getting a cascade of pits, because Russell's probably going for the undercut here. Well, they're not going to pit again. This is the last pit. So we'll see. It was a good pit stop by Mercedes. No, not a very good pit stop. 2.9 seconds by George. Looks like he's going to be coming out behind Stroll Hedjar. He might make it ahead of Hedjar. He's coming out. No, he's just behind Hedjar. Okay. So Russell is in 10th place on his final pit. 9th place on his final pit. And he will be taking those tires right to the end. Right up to the back of... Oh, my goodness me. Jeez. That was relatively crazy. by George Russell. Sure, okay. Very, very. Whoa, George, crazy. Oh, boyki, that's what I like to see, bro. That's what I like to see coming into the final straight. An easy overtake straight out of the pit lanes for George Russell. Very, very nice. Back into 10th, 9th place. That was a very quick overtake by George, especially on fresh, hard tires. The confidence you need on fresh, hard tires to come right out the pit lanes and just overtake someone straight. That's very, very well done by George to take that place very quickly. Probably needed by him. Coming down to turn 3, George is right up behind Alonso and Lawson, who are battling it out for 7th place. So we'll see where they end up as well. Piastri has now passed Hulkenberg, but he is still not really gaining much to Lando Norris. I think he's probably going to start pushing now to see if he can maybe get behind Lando. As long as he doesn't crash. But Oscar, he's cool, calm, and collected, bro. He's my boy. He's my boy. He don't crack under pressure. He don't crack. No, you don't crack. He may be a cracker, but you don't crack. I'm allowed to say that. Leclerc. No, McLaren's are 13.5 seconds. McLaren's are 13.5 seconds ahead of the Ferrari. Ferraris are not going anywhere, but they are doing well. The Ferraris are doing well to keep 3rd and 4th place. That is good track position by them. I am very, very impressed. I think they can pat themselves on the back. I think it's a good race. I'm glad that Charles is. Whoa! Someone just went off track. Who was that? It must have been Leclerc. Leclerc had a little wobble there coming into turn 3. Turn 8. Whoa, that was a bit of a crazy turn, that. Oscar Piastri trying to catch up to Lando. Also has a little wobble coming into turn 3, but seems to recover quite quickly. Lost a lot of time there to Lando, so Lando running away with it currently. It was Lewis Hamilton on turn 3 that had a major wobble. Not a lockup. I think he just hit the curb and lost control of the car a bit, and had a bit of understeer and just kind of lost it. Yeah, a bit of a scrappy corner by Lewis Hamilton. And we got a Haas overtaking Stroll. Does he do it? He does. He sticks the landing. Well done by Behrman to overtake Stroll going into turn 8, coming down to turn 9. Can Behrman keep this track position? He does. Hells yes for Ollie Behrman beating Lance Stroll because Lance Stroll sucks. Lance Stroll is the worst. He shouldn't be in Formula 1. Just saying. Anyway, Lando Norris on team radio says, I can't hear because they're not putting it on screen. Tell me what he's saying. Let's scroll down a bit to see what the drivers are saying. Lando Norris, turn 4 was good. Try and avoid the snaps over turn 6. Okay. Oscar Piastri, Lando 1.101. Main opportunity is turn 3, minimum speed. Okay. So they are definitely pushing Oscar to beat Lando, which is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Oscar needs to put some time in. He's fallen back almost a second from Lando Norris in the last 2 laps. We're on lap 50 of lap 70. There's 20 laps to go. The pits are now starting to come in. We got Leclerc coming out of the pits. Excuse me. I seem to be a bit behind here. Yeah. A little bit behind. Okay. Nice, we're back. So Lando Norris, Piastri, 4 seconds. Caught up a bit by 500ths on that last section. Lawson still in 6th place. I'm shocked by Lawson this week. He's really, he's done a stellar job. Ocon in 5th. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but we'll see what happens there. I don't think he's going to keep that place, but we can only but hope that he does his best to stick to his proper times. Oscar, I think he's biding his time. 4.3 seconds behind Lando. Probably just looking after his tires. Probably just looking for the correct opportunity to kind of get up to Lando and take him. Because Oscar, that man, like I say, he's like the polar opposite of Max Verstappen. Max is aggressive and gets his elbow out, and Norris is talking a lot on the radio. Let's just see what Norris has to say here. Yeah, just the dirty air is hurting him a lot. Okay, that's interesting. Let's just scroll down properly here. Waterletto just came out. And Lando, this is Germany situation. I don't know what that means. So Lando is complaining about dirty air. Oscar, are you happy with the front wing just offset for the compound? Oscar says, yep. All right, so they're definitely pushing Oscar to get ahead of Lando Norris. Hopefully that happens. I want a race. Again, it's been a boring race. Except maybe one or two incidents. I don't like this. We got the... Okay. These are the last pit stops that the teams are going to be making until the end of the race. They have... It looks like they are pitting Lando Norris. Yes, they are indeed pitting Lando Norris. Alrighty. Let's see where Lando comes out after this and what they put him on. Okay, Piastri now takes the lead. This is interesting because Piastri, you'll get some cleaner air. Let's use the pace. We should be at the end of this lap. Okay, so this is interesting. They've just pitted Norris. Piastri is now ahead. I don't know how this is going to play out because now Norris has 1, 2, 3, 4. He has Gasly, Stroll, Behrman, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto to pass before he gets anywhere close to Piastri with 17 laps left to go. This is going to be tricky. I don't know if this is going to work out for Lando, and he desperately needs this if he wants to actually be in contention to win the Drivers' Championship. So we're going to have to figure out how he does this. Okay, it looks like they might be... I think they better pit Oscar this track, right? Like, I mean, it would make sense. They are pitting Lando Norris. They are pitting him. Okay, they're pitting Piastri, which would put Lando. Lando is coming around there. Oh my God, this is gonna be a tight pit stop. Come on, Oscar. He's pitted. He's out. Is Lando gonna get ahead of him? He's coming out the pit straight. What's he gonna do? Lando is gonna beat him. And Lando is ahead. Okay. We have a race here. Does he get out ahead of Tsunoda? No. Piastri has got traffic in front of him. So that is going to be interesting. Whether or not. Oh my goodness me. Bro! Oh my God! Jesus! Colapinto nearly crashed into Piastri, and he's supposed to just get the fuck out the way. What is going on? Oh my God! Piastri was literally just overtaking Colapinto and Tsunoda, and Colapinto nearly took out Piastri. He nearly put him into the grass. Thank God Piastri knows what the hell he's doing. My God, that was close. Holy shit. Turn 3, Piastri turns in on the inside of Tsunoda and Colapinto. Colapinto probably didn't see him there and just drove him off the track onto the grass. Yes, that could have ended so badly. My God. Okay, I think Colapinto is going to get a penalty there. That was really shitty driving. Jeez, like. Okay, it seems like he's okay. It's okay. But we are in the same position now. Okay, Piastri is now 4.3 seconds ahead. He has fresh tires, so he should be pushing as hard as humanly freaking possible to get up to Norris's butthole. Okay? And you're not going to hear these kind of words in normal commentary, so why would you go watch anywhere else when I can say things like Norris's butthole? Okay? Not that we want to see Norris's butthole, but it's a fine analogy. Oscar Piastri has been noted for what? Turn 3 incident involving cars, Colapinto and Piastri under investigation. Okay, so this is going to be Colapinto forcing Piastri off the track, which means Colapinto is going to get a penalty. So that is what is going to happen. Norris coming up behind Gasly into turn through, final turn, All right. Norris overtakes Gasly into turn 1. Very nice. Okay. You're looking good. Norris has picked up pace. 1 second. Decreased the gap by 1 second to Norris on that one lap. So he is pushing hard. We may see a little race between the McLarens at the end of this race. Okay? 56, we've got 14 laps to go. We'll see where this ends up. Not much happening in the midfield. It looks like it's evened out there. The stakes are still in 9 and 10. They're all getting points, which is very surprising for the stakes. They haven't really been in the point scoring position the whole season. So it's nice to see them actually getting up there and scoring points. But again, the difference between 10 and 20 and 1 and 10 is just a complete chasm between the top and mid packs, or the top and back packs. And that's what makes the races a little disappointing, because obviously, that was a nice move. It's very upsetting to see, a team steam ahead where, if you want Formula One to be interactive and fun and engaging, we need to see overtakes. We need to see all teams pushing as hard as they can to be able to get overtakes, to get in front of the teams. And when you have powerhouses like Mercedes and Ferrari and, that have all the spending power and all this technology and resources behind them to make the absolute best car, it can be really hard for teams like Haas or Williams and Stake to compete, when you have these types of teams competing at this kind of level with these kind of resources. So, yeah, I hope we see a bit of a change next year with the power unit change for DRS. That will bring everyone close together and we can see some exciting races, because that's what Formula One's all about, right? It's about racing. It's not just about watching people go around in circles. Even though some people make fun of me because I watch Formula One, I love it. I don't care. And I know you love it too, and that's why you're here. So fuck yeah. Where are we sitting here? 12 seconds. McLaren's made some pace on them. Oscar still 1 second behind, but he has made some time on Lando Norris. He is catching at a steady rate. We'll see where he goes. Lando Norris has a lot of traffic ahead of him, so I don't know how that's going to affect him. We will see. We'll see how Oscar Piastri does here in these final few laps. They are all on new tires, so we're not going to be seeing any more pit stops unless we see a safety car come up. That could be. So we have a 5 second penalty for Colapinto for nearly taking out Oscar Piastri, even though he was lapping him. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but anyway, that's sometimes you live. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Alonso right behind Lawson, looking for an overtake. Down to turn 4 they come. Russell ahead. Is he going to make the move? Oh no. Oh no. He doesn't make the move. Alonso does not get past Lawson. They are chasing it. Piastri has made some time. Piastri has made some serious time on Lando Norris here. He has made almost 900ths of a second up from Lando Norris. So he is pushing really, really hard. The fastest lap again. He is definitely, the team is. Let's just see what the drivers are saying here. Lando Norris. Okay, so I don't see. Okay, cool. I didn't know you could do that. So you could actually hear what they say. Okay, that's nice. So if I just click on them, it'll tell you what they're saying. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but let's just see if I can do that. That was Oscar Piastri's team wall. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. That's really awesome. So I can actually play track messages for you guys. All right, so where are we? Piastri doing well. 2.5 seconds behind Lando Norris. Everyone else is behind the McLarens, basically. Russell not getting anywhere near fourth place for Hamilton. Lawson is catching Russell, but it's a 2.7 second gap. But he has a lot of pressure from Alonso, who is right up his ass and is looking to take sixth place. Great driving by Alonso. Amazing, amazing. Again, Lance Stroll down in 16th because Lance Stroll sucks and he shouldn't be in Formula 1. I'm in Lance Stroll. I crashed in the formation lab because my daddy made me. God, sorry. That's the only driver you will ever hear me talking shit about, okay? The only driver. I cannot handle him, really. I don't know why he's in the sport. It just drives me absolutely insane. You know that he got sick and he got sick and he didn't want the reserve driver to drive in his place. So no one drove for Aston that weekend. What? Are you kidding me? Are you scared that the reserve driver is going to drive better than you? Of course you are, because they're better than you. But like, what are you doing? I can't handle this shit, man. Really. Anyway, where are we? Wow. Oscar Piastri is pushing really, really hard to get to Lando. He is now 1.9 seconds behind Lando. Really, really giving it all he's got. Lando is coming into a lot of traffic here. I don't know if this is really going to affect how he's going to be able to take this race. We have nine laps left, and Oscar has Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Bortoleto ahead of him. That is quite a fair amount of traffic. Lando says, I need some pace. Please help. The main pace difference is high speed, hopefully linked just to traffic. Okay, so the team is obviously saying traffic. As I've said, he's got traffic in front of him, which is causing dirty air, which is causing him to maybe, make moves off of the racing line, which is slowing him down and allowing Oscar to get right behind him, who obviously he has zero traffic ahead of him except for Lando Norris. But Lando is moving. He is putting in personal bests, fastest laps, and the fastest sector again down to turn 3. Oscar has, my goodness me. He is really, really moving right behind Lando. I think we might see a bit of a clash here in the final few laps between Oscar and Norris. So we'll see how this goes down. The rest of the field seems to be kind of evenly spread, and that's the way it's going to be. Not much movement between Ocon, Hadjar, and Behrman. Tsunoda and Stroll obviously far gone. Lawson holding firm in 6th place. Russell holding firm in 5th. But the real race now is between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Oscar now moving up 1/10 faster than Lando in sectors, in the final sector actually. He's actually lapping faster on every lap by an average of 200ths of a second. Yeah, first sector was 200, second sector was 100. No, yeah, 100th. And the third sector was also 100. So Oscar definitely catching Lando at a frizzying pace. Driver of the day is Bortoleto, Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri. If you're keen to know who it is, let me know in the comments below. I am going to be voting for Bortoleto because that's what he deserves. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think driver of the day is? I want to know from you. F1.com/vote. Let's go. Who are you voting for? Let me know. I want to know who the driver of the day is. Driver of the day for me is going to be Bortoleto. Done super well. I think he deserves that vote. Let's go for that. Bortoleto, where are you? Gabriel Bortoleto voted. Well done to him. If he sticks into 8th place, that is really, really outstanding job for him, because boom. Thank you for voting. That is really, really impressive from him, because driving for a tough team with not much performance, tricky to even get into the points, and now he's currently in 8th place, which is really, really killer from him. So well done. Oscar's fallen a bit behind Lando. Come on, Oscar. Pull it out the bag, boyki. What's happening here, bro? I need you to put the foot on the gas there, bro. We got 7 left. We got 6 laps left. Lando Norris, what are you saying? Just for your awareness, we have a bit of damage on your front wing, which is making the balance change a bit. Nothing we can do for it, just a bit of your awareness. Okay. So they're panicking a bit. I can feel the panic. I can feel the panic. Let's see if I can play that voice note for you. Here you go. Okay, those are the older messages, but that's fine. It still works. I think those messages come in a bit later as we go. But we are almost done with this Canadian Grand Prix. Oscar has fallen back by 500ths of a second. I don't know what's going on there. I think maybe he's conserving for one final push. Because, oh, excuse me, he had traffic to go through. I see. That's why he slowed down a bit. Obviously passing all the traffic. But Lando now in free air up to Bortoletto, and Piastri right behind him down the straight into turn 4. But the problem that they are both going to come into is they have 3 cars that are really close together. That's Tsunoda, Alonso, and Lawson that are really, really close together, with Bortoletto right behind them as well. So how they're going to pass this traffic, I don't know, because it's going to cause a problem regardless. Colapinto served his penalty, 10-second penalty. But this is going to be interesting because they're probably going to catch these guys by lap 67, I reckon. And oh my goodness. And if they do, oh my goodness, that's a lot of cars to pass in a very short amount of space. And I think it's going to cause some problems here. Piastri not really catching up again, 1.9 seconds behind Lando Norris. What is he going to do here? What is the team thinking now? Down the main straight, past turn 2, coming up to turn 3. Lando, good exit. Piastri right behind him. Bortoletto, Hulkenberg right behind Piastri, with Ocon following closely. So the rookie drivers today are doing quite well. Lawson in 6th, Bortoletto in 8th, and Hadjar in 11th. So the rookies are showing up today. I'm mightily impressed with Bortoletto's performance. I think he really deserves voice of the day. He's done well there, Boyki, eh? He's done very, very well. I'm mightily impressed. Yeah. And I think we're almost there. We're gonna have to see where we go with this. I think Oscar's just picked up the pace a bit because Lando had a really bad exit there. And 5 laps remaining. And Oscar had a much better exit there. You see, when Lando comes into turn 3, he hits the curb a lot. And when you put the car into the air, you tend to lose a lot of speed, obviously, into your exit. So you can't put your foot on the throttle quicker. And Oscar doesn't do that. And he gets a quicker exit. He gets a better turn. He gets more traction and gets his foot on the gas much quicker than Lando. So now I really feel like Oscar has an opportunity. Oh, it looks like Bortoletto is going to be winning driver of the day. Well done, Bortoletto. You deserve it, boyke. Well done to Bortoletto. I don't know. Is Bortoletto French? I can't. What nationality? Okay, that's not important right now. Lando Norris. Lando, you need to corner disciplines into turns 1 and 3. Pace is high, speed is good. So again, what I just said. In turn 3, Lando is hitting the curb and he's losing pace there quite a bit. And that's where Oscar is catching him. But Oscar has fallen back quite a bit. He's now at 2 seconds behind Lando Norris. He doesn't have DRS. They're both very quick on the straight, so I don't think Oscar is going to be able to catch him. There's 2 laps left to go in the Canadian Grand Prix. I don't think we're going to see much change here between Oscar and Lando. Lando looks like he's going to take this one, and he desperately needs this for the Drivers' Championship. Okay, it's not a lot of points, but it definitely helps him to get closer to Oscar, because I'm sure he's kicking himself last year when he was giving places to Oscar for, under team orders. So 2 laps, Oscar's still 1.9 seconds, drop back down to 2 seconds behind Lando Norris. Leclerc in 3rd, Hamilton in 4th, Russell in 5th, Lawson 6th, Alonso 7th, Bortoletto 8th, Hulkenberg 9th, Ocon is 10th, and we will see what is happening. Norris is coming up into 3 really tightly packed cars that are literally have a DRS train coming into turn 8. So Norris has just caught up to them. So this is the main problem that we have here. Lando has just caught up to this DRS train between Tsunoda, Alonso, and Hulkenberg. So how is this going to affect Piastri? And where they're coming down the main straight. Piastri, Lando's just gotten past Tsunoda. Piastri catching Tsunoda. Now he's facing that kind of debacle. Piastri caught up 1.5 seconds. No. I don't think this is not gonna, unless something drastic happens. Yeah, Piastri passes Tsunoda up into turn 3, gets a good exit. Norris now right behind Alonso. Piastri. So Norris will get 25 points. Piastri will get 18, which still won't take him into the lead, but it definitely gets him closer. Piastri is still very, very close to Lando, but I don't think this is going to happen. Lando still needs to pass Hulkenberg. Lando still needs to pass Bortoleto and Alonso coming down to turn 8. What is Piastri going to do? Lando needs to pass these guys, otherwise, Oscar is catching very, very quickly. Lando passes Bortoleto. Coming down into turn 10. Norris looking to pass Alonso nice and cleanly. Piastri right behind Bortoleto with the DRS. So Piastri has caught up quite a bit, 1.2 seconds behind Lando Norris. He just needs to clear Bortoleto, and if he can get a good exit on turn 3, he might be within DRS range of Lando Norris. Lando still hasn't passed Alonso, gets a bit of a slipstream into turn 3. Piastri right behind. Oh no, Piastri is stuck behind Piastri is stuck behind Bortoleto, getting a slipstream from Bortoleto as well. Okay, we are on lap 70. I don't think Oscar's going to have a shot here to take him. Oh, Oscar locks up a bit there into... Oh no, Oscar, he's got 2 cars to pass. Lando is going to take it. There's no way he's going to pass 2 cars and Lando in the final 5 corners. Nope, it looks like this is it for Lando Norris and the 2025 Austrian GP. Oh my goodness, here we go. Lando coming around turn 9. Piastri behind Bortoleto and Alonso can't seem to pass them. Lando around turn 10th and coming in for the winner of the Austria 2025 GP is Lando Norris. Well done. He deserved that. I think he drove a strong race. A boring race, but he drove a strong race. In fact, he said that at the beginning of the race. He was like, if I drive a boring race, I'll be happy. It's good for me. It's a good job to Lando. Hell of a job. 1-2 for McLaren. Excellent job by them. Ferrari is a 3 and a 4. Also a great job by Ferrari. I think they'll be happy with that result. I didn't think they were expecting to get anywhere close to McLaren today. So well done from Ferrari. Very, very good. Russell is consistently at 5th place. I mean, that's where he lives, right? Antonelli, unfortunately, has been DNF'd as he crashed with Max Verstappen on lap 1. But that is the time. Well done to the teams. Lando Norris first, Oscar Piastri second, Leclerc and Hamilton 3rd and 4th respectively. Russell is 5th. Lawson, very well done as well for Lawson for being in 6th place. Very impressed with him. I didn't think he would get anywhere close to that. So kick-ass job from Lawson. Alonso in 7th, Bortoleto in 8th, Hulkenberg in 9th, and Ocon in 10th. Again, the 2 stake drivers, Bortoleto and Hulkenberg, getting into the points is a stellar job for them this weekend. They really have not been in any racing form, since the beginning of the season. So it's great to see, a newish team kind of score points. It's really, really awesome. But good job to Lando. I think he deserves this. I think you'll be happy with the race result there. Let's see if we can maybe hear anything from them. Let's see here. No, I don't want to hear that. And there it is. From Lando Norris and team. Congratulating each other on a win for the Austrian Grand Prix. Well, that was it for the show, guys. I like to keep it nice and short. Tune in. Please subscribe to my channel. I don't just do Formula 1. I do all sorts of other stuff. But we're going to cut it short and sweet. I don't think you guys need to hear much else. That is the Austrian Grand Prix live from Austria. Well, from Durban. That is streaming Austria. But yes, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Hang out with me every race weekend. I stream on Twitch. I stream on Kick. I stream on YouTube. And I make all sorts of videos that you can come and have a look at. It's interesting stuff. I talk about AI, I talk about the world, politics, zeitgeist, crazy TikTok people, all sorts of stuff. If you're into that kind of thing, come and hang out. Give me a subscribe. I don't have a job. I've lost mine, and this is the only thing I do. So your support would be super, super helpful. Anyway, have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and I will see you all in the next race or in the next video. I love you lots. Peace.